Everybody is looking for a love so raw, so relentless, it doesn't make sense. It's not the kind of love that's easy to understand, not the kind you see in movies or read about in books. It's a love that defies logic, that goes beyond anything we could ever imagine. That's God's goodness, brilliant, boundless, beyond anything we can grasp. It's a love that doesn't just meet you where you are, it stays with you, even when you're at your worst, even when you feel like you don't deserve it. You see, God's goodness isn't just about the good times, the blessings, or the moments when everything is going right. It's easy to see His hand when life is smooth sailing, when you're riding the waves of success, when the sun is shining and everything feels perfect. But God's goodness goes deeper than that. It's about Him showing up when everything falls apart, when your world is crumbling, and you're not sure how to put the pieces back together. It's in those moments, those raw, vulnerable, messy moments, when God's goodness shines the brightest. When you're down and out, when you've screwed up again, when you're lost in the mess of life, He's right there. Not with judgment, not with a lecture, but with open arms, ready to pour out grace and mercy, like you didn't just blow it. And let's be real, we all blow it. We mess up constantly, repeating the same mistakes over and over, sometimes feeling like we're stuck in a cycle we can't break. But here's the thing, God's goodness doesn't flinch. It's the kind of love that breaks through the toughest walls, the walls you've built around your heart, around your mind, to protect yourself from the world. Those walls that you think keep you safe, but in reality, they keep you isolated, trapped in your own fear and pain. God's love, His goodness, shatters those walls. It shines light into the darkest corners of your life, the places you don't want anyone to see, the places you're ashamed of. But God sees it all, and His love is relentless. Think about it. This isn't just something God does, it's who He is. It's in every struggle you survive, every battle you fight, every breath you take when you didn't think you could go on. It's in the quiet moments, the ones where you're alone with your thoughts, where you're wrestling with your doubts and fears. God's goodness is in the hope that refuses to die, the hope that flickers even in the darkest night. It's the peace that cuts through the chaos, that quiets the storm raging inside of you. It's the joy that sneaks up on you, the kind that makes no sense in the middle of your pain, but it's there and it's real. God's goodness is raw, it's relentless, it's for you. Yes, you. Right where you are, in the middle of whatever mess you're in, His goodness is reaching out to you. It doesn't matter how far you've gone, how many times you've turned away, how many times you've doubted His love, He's still there. His love is a love that won't give up on you no matter what. Now let's break this down a little more. Imagine you're carrying a heavy burden. Maybe it's guilt, shame, fear, or hurt. You're trying to manage it on your own, trying to find a way to cope, but it's overwhelming. It's weighing you down and you're tired. You've tried to fix it yourself, tried to find peace in your own way, but nothing works. That's where God's goodness steps in. He sees the burden you're carrying and He says, "Give it to me." His goodness is like a breath of fresh air, like stepping out of a dark room into the light. It's the relief you feel when you finally let go of what's been holding you back. It's the freedom that comes from knowing you don't have to carry it all alone. But here's the amazing part. God's goodness doesn't just stop at lifting your burden. It goes further. He takes what's broken in your life and begins to heal it. It might not happen overnight. Sometimes the process is slow, but it's steady. God's goodness works in ways we can't always see behind the scenes, in the quiet moments. It's like a seed planted deep in the soil. At first you might not see anything happening, but beneath the surface roots are growing, taking hold, preparing for something beautiful to break through. And when it does, when that goodness breaks through the surface of your life, it's undeniable. You see it in the way you start to find peace where there was once only chaos. You see it in the way you start to experience joy, even in the middle of pain. You see it in the way hope starts to rise in your heart, like the first light of dawn after a long, dark night. God's goodness is like that sunrise. It's faithful, it's certain, and it's for you. Even when you can't see it, it's working. Even when you can't feel it, it's there. And it's not just for the person next to you, or the person you think has it all together. It's for you in all your brokenness and all your mess. So what do you do with this? You let it in. You let God's goodness into the places you've kept hidden, into the areas of your life where you've been afraid to let him go. You allow his love to break down the walls, to shine light into the darkness, to heal what's been broken. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to be willing to let his goodness work in your life. And as you do, you'll start to see the change. You'll start to experience the freedom that comes from knowing you are loved beyond measure. That no matter what you've done, no matter where you've been, God's goodness is bigger, it's stronger, it's relentless. So imagine that love, that raw, relentless love, and know that it's not just a dream, it's real, and it's for you. Every single day, in every single moment, God's goodness is pursuing you, inviting you to experience a love that's beyond anything you've ever known. All you have to do is say yes.